channel, you're probably wondering why somebody with fibromyalgia, a hypersensitivity to pain, and a body as fragile as Jeremy Clarkson's ego would want to go on a roller coaster. But I do, so I'm going to explain why and how I get around it with my chronic pain. So let's chat about it. See, I've loved all this since I was a kid. Like, just the escapism, the general thrill of the rides was always something I was really into, even from a young age, as you can see from these pictures. And then when I met Campbell, we both shared that sort of enthusiasm for an appetite for escapism and adventure, just, you know, without no actual risk of death. So the rush of pushing myself outside my comfort zone has always been something that I've been interested in, but since I've had chronic pain, it's also something that can benefit it. For instance, if I get a certain adrenaline rush or a certain rush of endorphins, can actually deal with my pain up to the same way as painkillers can. But it also can mean that I can come off the ride in a worse state than I went on, and that's not something I want to do, especially if I'm on holiday. The risk is that at least I'll come off the ride in a little more pain than I went on. At worst, it could induce a fully fledged pain episode. And yeah, I'm comparing my pain to a man getting kicked in the balls. Sue me.
And I think I have a lot of support in the community for that.
So unlike other diseases that fibromyalgia shares symptoms with, fibromyalgia in itself is not degenerative. Simply put, that means that walking on one of these rides, regardless of how much pain I come off the ride in, it will not kill me. Now, secondary wise, whether we want to argue that there is a degenerative sort of value to it, then I would agree, and I think that's a whole other video. Like and subscribe if you fancy it. So I can end up in a hell of pain, but no risk of actual death. Unless I'm at a level 10, then I'm likely to probably kill someone. Please don't unsubscribe. Before I decide to ride, I weigh up whether the reward outweighs the risk. A really smooth, easy ride will have very little risk, but thrill-wise, it'll suck. A high-risk ride will be an absolute rush, but it also comes with the chance of a buttload of pain, sometimes literally. Now, that doesn't mean I won't just go for it if I've been having a good few weeks. I'll just throw caution to the wind. But if I'm already above a pain level 5, forget it. Next time, Gadget. It's kind of spoilery. It's not something I really relish doing, but the alternative has been airlifted off Rocket looking like a total fanny, so I'm definitely going to do my research. So let's talk about how a theme park ride can cause me pain. Well, you're looking at a legit snack who can hurt herself putting on her knickers. I mean, it's actually true. I have cried putting on pants. It's tragic. If the ride harness is very loose, then I can guarantee it'll ragdoll me between the seat and the harness. That's definitely going to cause me significant pain and potentially a wind-in, which on its own isn't too bad, but that usually sets off a reaction of chest pain, which can feel a bit like a hug off a bear on Eckies. If a ride has shared seats and a shared harness, that's an absolute no-no for me, and that's a recent lesson. This is Scorpion at Busch Gardens. An example of this, I stupidly rode it. I have a dodgy left hip. I am an idiot. The Mummy at Universal Studios, however, has shared seats, but a separate bar, and it keeps me in place, so my hips can't really move from side to side. FYI, my hip is not only my most painful area, it's also a trigger for my anxiety, so I put the most work into avoiding bashing it off things. In my experience, the older rides tend to be a bit rickety in comparison to modern ride tech. Okay. Oh, yeah. If the harness extends too tightly around the head, like the Hulk at Islands of Adventure, which happens to be Campbell and my joint favourite, and the first coaster we rode on our honeymoon. Anyway, if the sides are too close to you, then it will very likely box your ears, which for me can cause a tinnitus or a migraine episode, or just make me really sod and crab it, because who the hell wants to be boxed round the ears? There's my hair! Yeah, that's sore. You know, but having boobs on this ride is not like an advantage. My boobs hurt. Drop rides such as Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios, Doctor Doom at Islands of Adventure, and Falcon's Fury at Busch Gardens all raise you slowly, tease the ever-loving shit out of you before dropping you. They're all hydronically controlled, so they all have slow stops, and I cannot ride Tower of Terror or Doctor Doom because of my hip. But Falcon's Fury tips you forward, so I was able to have a go at this one. Why? Oh my god! There is children on this ride, and I'm like freaking out right now. Oh my god! Ooh. Right, okay. She looks braver than me.
2,000 years later.
God. Oh, Jesus, no. Oh my god. I didn't know it went down like this. No. Oh, I'm falling out. I'm falling out. That was amazing. That was amazing. That was so good. Sometimes a new ride might intend to be rough, so don't just assume because it's new ride technology that it's going to be safe for you. You'll still have to do your research. And don't assume that taking a GoPro on a roller coaster is going to have a positive effect on your self-esteem, because it ain't. So those are some of the factors to take into account when researching a ride, along with anything personal to you. For example, I can ride a roller coaster where your legs dangle or where they sit on a floor. I'm kind of 4 foot in a fart, so they always dangle. The one time that I didn't stop and think and check the ride specs was Kumba, last time we went, because I had ridden this ride when I was 16 and I was super excited to take Campbell on it. Okay, so we're going to do Kumba. When I was 16, I rode this ride 7 times in a row. And I'm keen to see how brave I am now at 38 years old. Why isn't my harness closing? Is anybody else's closed? No, dude, this isn't closing. Seriously. Can't give it though. I think I'm okay with this one. That harness was far too loose, I was freaking out, like my arse was off the seat and everything. That thing bashed me about like a 10 bob slider and tumble dryer. It was awful. So definitely take the time to think about what you're doing. Just do what I've done, make a list of the areas that are vulnerable to you and research the ride in that respect. If you can't find out any information that you need to find out, then either email the parks, you can hit them up on their social media. Also, maybe ask them to include the information for future differently abled thrill seekers, because that could be really helpful. As much as fibro has changed my life, it hasn't really fundamentally changed the things that I'm interested in, regardless of how much pain I'm in. That's not true. If I'm in a level 10, just drug me or kill me. Just sod and pick one, I don't even care, get on with it. There are already certain things I've had to give up, full-time work, certain gig opportunities when I'm flared up. So I'm going to keep doing the things that make me happy for as long as I can, and hopefully one day when I'm 70-year-old, you'll see me on the newest coaster with my falsers flying over the Floridian sun and me bats flapping over my shoulders. Bye! 1, 2, 3. So those are some. Like and subscribe if you fancy it. Fuck's sake. No. Like and subscribe if you fancy it. No, that sounds fucking sexual. So this is not just for the newbie spoonie or the newbie rider, it's for the spoonie newbie, no, hold on, the research, and we're going to actually get into right now talking about how to research your ride. No, everything sounds so fucking sexual. And don't assume taking a GoPro on a roller coaster is going to have a positive effect. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, you can get caught out. I didn't stop to think and I got caught up in nostalgia. Yeah, I didn't stop to think one time and I got totally, no, I started thinking, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any questions that I haven't covered in this video, leave a note in the comments and we'll have a chat about it. Like and subscribe.